I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I'm so glad that we don't have to deal with an old Ronaldo.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club. Yes, that I felt betrayed.
When the Real Madrid president Florentino Perez sold Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus for 100 million, at that point in time was the record for a player over 30 years old. I was ecstatic, though a lot of Real Madrid fans were not as ecstatic as I was. But I realized at that point in time that was the right decision. Because even though Ronaldo was still good enough to still be at Real Madrid at that point in time, he was never going to be the type of player that would age gracefully. Just like Sergio Ramos, these two players have a kind of mentality, or you could call it ego, anyhow you want to call it. These guys, that ego or that mentality is what made them to be as great as they were. It's that same mentality that was always going to obstruct them from aging gracefully. Take, for example, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This is a guy that most people assume that is so arrogant, though I personally think a lot of it is playing a character, but he's a confidence man. But look at him now in AC Milan, being a good influence to the dressing room, being playing off the bench. He doesn't really play that many matches. I know he's 40 and Ronaldo is 37, so some Ronaldo fanboys may like, oh, Ronaldo is not up to 40. He's better than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And that may all be true. But the fact of the matter is, this man was never going to be that kind of player that was going to be contented with playing some games and not playing some games, or coming off the bench, coming on 80-something minutes or something. He was always the type of player that would never accept that. And in my opinion, Ten Haag has really handled this Ronaldo thing perfectly, in a very masterful way, because there is nothing he would do that will not be criticized when it comes to Ronaldo. Ronaldo is such a polarizing figure. He has a lot of fanboys, millions and millions of them online, that are going to criticize whatever decision that Ten Haag makes about Ronaldo. Whether he plays him all the games 90 minutes, they'll probably say he's playing too much, he's too old to be played too much. If you do not play him, they're going to still complain that he's not respecting him like they're doing now. But the fact of the matter is, Manchester United are a better team without Ronaldo. Both this current season and even last season. Now, a lot of Ronaldo fans will bring up the stats of him scoring 24 goals last season in all competitions. The previous season before he came to Manchester United scored 121 goals in all competitions without a star player, or a superstar, if I would say, quote-unquote superstar. They scored 121 goals without a quote-unquote superstar. Before he joined Manchester United, they finished second in the Premier League table the previous season. And a lot of Ronaldo fanboys will claim that the other top 4 teams were not underperformed that particular season, which is true. That is a fact. They are underperformed. But the fact of the matter is, even the number of goals, which is what Ronaldo fans try to use to defend him, he scored 24 goals. Out of how many goals? 71 goals. Without him, the previous season, Manchester United scored 121 goals in all competitions. With Cavani, Bruno Fernandes, and players that Ronaldo fans call average, or call underperforming, or call whatever, try to abuse and say that they are not good enough to play with Ronaldo. The fact is, if you watch Cristiano Ronaldo's game, outside of the goals, he does not contribute anything to the game. He contributes nothing. I mean, literally nothing. If he does not score, he looks terrible. I'm sorry, I have to say that. He looks terrible if he does not score. And this is coming from a guy that used to defend Ronaldo when the whole Messi-Ronaldo debate used to go on. And subsequently, I've actually accepted that Messi is a better player. But that is a different topic entirely. But I used to defend him. So I'm not like a hater or something. But I'm just tired of this he's being disrespected, he's being this, he's being that, he's being this, he's being that. The guy isn't good anymore. That is just a fact. He's not good anymore. Without the goals, he looks terrible. That is it. He looks terrible without the goals. Now he has been using goals to keep himself relevant for the past couple of years, which is fine. And I have nothing against goal scoring. But the fact of the matter is, when he's in the team, The team plays better without him. And he may blame the other players. Maybe he may feel like their mentality is not up to Ronaldo's level. Maybe that's why they're not performing well when they're playing with Ronaldo. Maybe he may have a point there. But that is a very, very flimsy excuse. The fact of the matter is that when Ronaldo is in the team, everybody is trying to give the ball to him, try to feed him. Because that is all he is now. He cannot do anything outside of finishing. Which, I'm not saying finishing is a terrible skill, but if you are Cristiano Ronaldo and you feel like you are still the guy, you cannot just be depending on just being a tapping or a penalty guy or a finisher. Maybe score 1 or 2 great goals here and there. You cannot depend on that. You can't depend on that. And you have these players trying to feed it. And I was watching the Europa League game against one of those, is it Omonia or something? It was so visible. Everybody was just trying to feed Ronaldo, trying to give him a goal because he hadn't scored any goal at that point in time. So they had to try. They were all trying to give him a goal on the platter just for him to score. And when his teammates score, he doesn't celebrate with them. This happened at Madrid, and at that point in time, a lot of people used to overlook it because he was so great, nobody cared. But I've always, despite the fact that I always supported Ronaldo, despite the fact that I'm a Madrid fan, that particular attitude always left a bad taste in my mouth. Because a teammate could score a worldly goal, a goal that is out of this world, Ronaldo will not follow and celebrate. But he will score a tap-in, and will go and do the sue, and be expecting his teammates to go and celebrate with him. But at that point in time, he was so great, it didn't matter. Whatever he wanted to do, everybody knows that Ronaldo was a diva. If you're a Ronaldo fan and you think he's not a diva, I don't know what to tell you. But at that point in time, him being a diva was okay because he was so great. But now, his diva behavior is like a cancer right now at this stage of his career. Every story now is about Ronaldo. The young boy, Garnacho, for Manchester United scored a winning goal, 9 minutes winning goal. Nobody's talking about that now. Everybody's talking about Ronaldo. The story has to just be about him. Despite the fact that he's playing shit, he's not good anymore. Period. And that is not a terrible thing to say. He's almost 38. He's going to be 38 in a few months. That's not a bad thing to say. The fact that he's even playing, is even at this level at close to 38, is even a great thing. It even shows that the kind of mentality and the kind of dedication that he has. Most players at this point in their careers are nowhere to be seen. I always knew that this is how it was going to always be. I always knew that. Ronaldo was never going to be the type that would just gracefully age. It was always very, very clear. And former teammates Wayne Rooney has made a couple of statements about Ronaldo. Not just the last statement that he made. He has made a couple of statements saying things like the team plays better without Ronaldo. He also said things like Ronaldo has not been behaving well this season, and this kind of attitude will not be accepted when he played under Sir Alex Ferguson. And in my opinion, that is not a bad statement. Rooney is not a fanboy. He's not like the likes of Roy Keane or Rio Ferdinand or Patrice Evra that still want to have Ronaldo in their phone book. He said what is true. The team is better without him, and the way he has behaved this season is not good. But listen to what Ronaldo had to say about that.
One of your biggest critics has been, and I'm surprised about this,
Me too,
Wayne Rooney,
for example.
who you played with for many years very successfully and were good friends with him. And yet all this year, 3 or 4 times he's come out and attacked you in the media.
Pierce, I don't understand. You should ask this question to him, but I don't know. I don't know why he criticized me so bad, or...
Is it jealousy as well, perhaps, that you're still playing and still in the
Probably, because he finished his career with 30s, so I'm still playing high level. I'm not gonna say that I'm looking better than him, which is true, but
that is inarguable. I mean, there's no context.
This is one of the reasons why I'm really, really scared on the day that Real Madrid president Florentino Perez is going to retire, because he's the only guy that has the balls to tell these legends, and they are legends at the end of the day, tell them, look, your time is up. and we can't give you this contract that you are demanding. We're going to give you a reasonable extension, but the fact that you are in your 30s, we are not going to give you this contract that you want. Most owners or presidents or sporting directors don't have the balls to make those kind of decisions towards players like Ronaldo or Sergio Ramos. And I'm really scared on the day that Florentino Perez is going to retire from Real Madrid, because this would have been happening at Real Madrid right now if he was one of those kind of presidents that when Ronaldo made that demands to be earning the same amount with Messi at that point in time. Most presidents would have like, oh, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Let me give him this extension. Let me give him whatever he wants. And thank God he did not do that. Thank God he made the decision that was the best decision for the club at that point in time. $200 million, though they wasted it on Hazard, but for a 33-year-old at that time, which was crazy in my opinion, and look at him now. This is what would have been happening at Real Madrid, because he won't be playing well. I know some Real Madrid fans are kind of fanboys as well of Ronaldo, which is fine. He's one of the greatest players to ever play for the club. So I can understand the fanboys towards him from Real Madrid fans. But I'm really glad that Florentino Perez made that decision at that time, because we would have been in the situation that Manchester United is right now if he was still at Real Madrid. No matter what you may think, that if he was still playing at Real Madrid, I think, look, the guy is old. There's nothing bad about that. There's no shame in that. Father time comes for everyone. You can use goals to try and camouflage the decline as much as you can, but at some point it's going to show. Anyway, that is it. Whatever you think about the video, you can give me a W or an L down in the comments below. I'm open to being corrected. At the end of the day, these are just my opinions. At the end of the day, I'm a nobody. So whatever your opinion is towards this video, let me know down in the comments below. See you next time.
To listen that kind of criticize and negative about people who play with you, for example, Gary Neville as well. As I say before, it's part of...
Are they still friends of yours, or do you have a line where...
They are not my friends.
Do you feel a bit betrayed when they do that, because you played together?
It's easy to criticize. I don't know if they have a job in television that they must criticize, be more famous. I really don't understand.
Do you think they use your name a bit to get attention?
I think they take advantage of that because they are not stupid. And I really understand, and I have to carry on with my life. It's hard when you see people who was in the dressing room with you criticizing that way.
It must hurt you.
I'm not gonna be more slim, I'm not gonna sleep bad because of the criticize, but it's not good to listen that.